Donald Trump is reeling today after one of his own MAGA senators publicly turned against him in a scathing statement that caught everyone off guard. What was meant to be another show of power has completely imploded, revealing deep fractures within the Republican Party. When even Trump's most loyal allies start speaking out, it's clear his grip on the GOP is slipping fast. The drama comes as the Trump administration faces mounting backlash for reportedly launching illegal strikes off the coast of Venezuela, actions that have drawn outrage both at home and abroad. Now, even within his own ranks, patience is wearing thin. Senator Rand Paul has stepped up as one of the first high-profile Republicans to openly condemn Trump's aggressive tactics, calling them reckless and unconstitutional. But that's not the only issue brewing trouble for the former president. The ongoing government shutdown, now the second longest in U.S. history, is fueling anger among voters and lawmakers alike. Republicans are growing restless, realizing that Trump's refusal to compromise is not strength, but stubbornness. What was once his greatest weapon, fear and loyalty, may now be turning against him.
I think it's
Given the
time
impact
for both Republicans and Democrats to be sitting down together to talk about how do we end this impasse. We're all talking about the potential impact of SNAP benefits, of WIC benefits, of everyone's pay that is either on pause, or the military that was paid for at least one pay period this month, but uncertain about the next one. There is so much uncertainty right now that my answer to it is it's not just Republicans that need to sit down. It's not just Democrats. If we don't sit down together, it's not going to happen, because that's what's been happening, is we have both taken our positions. Both sides have taken a position, and there hasn't been the commitment to saying, let's get this done, let's get it behind us, and so we got to make it happen. It has not been a good week for progress.
Should the president get these leaders in the White House, and should the president get more involved?
I think everyone recognizes that the president plays a very significant role in something like a shutdown. I don't know that we've ever had a shutdown, and I've unfortunately been through more than my share of them. I don't think we've ever had one where the president was not engaged at the end, and so I think that would certainly help.
Senator Murkowski says both parties must come together, reminding everyone that no shutdown has ever ended without the president leading the talks. She's not alone. In a joint Fox interview, Senator Rand Paul joined Democrat Tim Kaine to discuss the crisis, urging Trump to step up and push Republican leaders to negotiate. Even his own allies are losing patience, signaling that the pressure is now on Trump to act or risk watching his support crumble from within.
But the current Democrat subsidies give a person who makes $225,000 $1,200 a year. If you make $225,000 a year, you don't need the government subsidizing your insurance. So I don't think the subsidies are working. I'm open to discussing it. I think if you put Senator Kaine and I in a room, I think we could figure something out. And that's part of the solution. I suggest that President Trump come forward and name 3 Republicans and 3 Democrats in the Senate to an official commission to figure this out over a 1-month period and come back with a solution.
Like Murkowski, Rand Paul says Trump must work with Republicans to push real negotiation. Paul wants the government reopened as part of the talk, but Tim Kaine quickly pushes back, demanding healthcare funding first. Democrats, he says, simply don't trust Trump's promises anymore, and that lack of trust is now driving the shutdown deeper into chaos. Whether you side with Republicans who want to reopen the government first, or Democrats who demand action afterward, everyone agrees on one thing: the president needs to step up and end the shutdown. But Trump seems uninterested in doing his job. He even canceled his last negotiation meeting in September, dismissing Democratic proposals as stupid. The shutdown itself is bad enough, but this week's real spark came from something far bigger. Rand Paul slammed the Trump administration after Trump announced plans to revive his so-called war on drugs, a move that's reigniting old debates and dividing his own party.
Shannon, there's 2 issues that really are driving us. One is the fact that folks' health care premiums are spiking, largely because of the reconciliation bill that the Republicans passed in the summer. For example, in Virginia, if you are at 100% of poverty or below, you just got a notice this week that your health care premium is going up by 2,000%. If you're between 100% and 130%, slightly above the poverty level, your premium is going to go up by 95%. Even Republicans want to fix this. People are hurting now. Let's fix it now. But the second issue that's very important to me And I don't challenge Senator Fetterman saying that John Thune is an honorable guy, but here's the challenge. We can't do a deal with President Trump and then have him tear it up tomorrow and start mass firings or canceling programs that he doesn't like or canceling. Congress will follow it. Will the president follow it? And we haven't been able to get that assurance from the president, and that's not something that John Thune can assure us about. It's up to President Trump to say that he'll live by a deal. Thus far, he's not been willing to even discuss a deal, much less guarantee that he'll live by one.
Donald Trump has recently claimed he has the authority to attack and kill anyone in international waters whenever he wants, a statement that's completely false. He insists these attacks are part of his mission to stop the illegal drug trade. But here's the problem. While drugs do enter the U.S. from Latin America, they're not coming in through small fishing boats. Using multi-million-dollar drone strikes to blow up tiny vessels is not just cruel and likely illegal, it's wildly ineffective. These reckless attacks near South America have now sparked backlash, even from within Trump's own party. This week,
Well, I don't think we're going to necessarily ask for a declaration of war. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country. Okay? We're going to kill them. You know, they're going to be like dead.
Republican Senator James Lankford of Oklahoma sharply criticized the administration, saying Trump has provided zero evidence to Congress to justify these so-called drug boat strikes. Lankford made it clear that any such military action must be subject to congressional oversight, something Trump continues to ignore. While Lankford's pushback wasn't as fierce as that of Democrats, it marks a turning point. More Republicans are beginning to question Trump's unchecked power, realizing that silence only enables chaos. Oversight isn't partisan. It's a necessity. And if Trump's actions keep going unchecked, even his strongest allies may soon start walking away.
Shockingly, I do. The administration needs to give insight into Congress. That's part of it. If this was happening with this level of insight under the Biden administration, I'd be apoplectic.
Yeah, let's think about the president.
And I would say, hey, listen, I serve on the Intelligence Committee. He serves as a senior Democrat on defense. This is typical consultation. It's not permission. But it is, hey, I want to let you know this is happening, and here are the details of what's happening, and here's why and what, and here's what we know. Here's what we know about each one of these incidents that has occurred and the people that are there. That's important. We're all elected officials. We're in a co-equal branch of government, and we've got to be able to have that kind of coordination.
Senator Lankford says Trump is dodging accountability by ignoring Congress. But in a striking interview this weekend, Rand Paul went even further, accusing Trump of trying to sidestep the Constitution itself. Paul warned that these killings, carried out without any legal authority, resemble actions from an authoritarian regime, not a democracy. His comments signal growing unease, even among Republicans, over Trump's disregard for constitutional limits.
All right, so I'll start with you, Senator Paul. What do you need to hear in a briefing? What questions do you have?
You know, it's not so much about a briefing, but we haven't had a briefing. To be clear, we've got no information. I've been invited to no briefing. But a briefing is not enough to overcome the Constitution. The Constitution says that when you go to war, Congress has to vote on it. And during a war, then, there's a lower rules for engagement. People do sometimes get killed without due process. But the drug war or the crime war has typically been something we do through law enforcement. And so far, they have alleged that these people are drug dealers. No one said their name. No one said what evidence. No one said whether they're armed. And we've had no evidence presented. So at this point, I would call them extrajudicial killings. And this is akin to what China does, to Iran does with drug dealers. They summarily execute people without presenting evidence to the public. So it's wrong.
Comparing Donald Trump to China and Russia marks a stunning shift in tone for Republicans. After weeks of Democrats condemning Trump's deadly military strikes, it seems some GOP members are finally recognizing how alarming this has become. Trump is openly chasing a Nobel Peace Prize while authorizing attacks that kill people without justification. Even more disturbing, he's been sending additional warships and troops to the Caribbean, fueling speculation that he's preparing for full-scale military action against Venezuela. It's a late awakening, but at least a few Republicans in Congress appear to realize that their duty includes preventing a president from abusing his military powers. Rand Paul seems to remember what constitutional oversight actually means, and it's about time others followed his lead. If Congress doesn't step in soon, Trump's unchecked actions could spiral further out of control. Let's hope the coming weeks bring accountability instead of excuses. And if you want to stay informed as this unfolds, don't forget to like and subscribe for updates.